let's just do a little search. So a quick Accio search. I grabbed the items, the samples that they had actually sent us. I
Pictures of those.
Pictures of the samples. I popped it in and I said, hey, looking for a vendor that, again, U.S. compliance, customization. I just kind of gave it a pretty, generic spiel to see what would come back with. And it came back with
exact matches at like a tenth of the cost.
Yeah.
Do you have a brilliant product idea but don't know where to start to get it made? Or are you looking to level up your product but afraid to take it overseas? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Jackie.
And I'm Erin.
And we are the Sourcing Gals, your trusted guides to everything you need to know about sourcing, manufacturing, and scaling your product overseas. Whether you are just starting out or you've been making your own product for a while, we're here to help women source products overseas without the overwhelm. In each episode, we'll share insider tips, actionable strategies, and inspiring stories to help you source more effectively, save time, and boost your profits. Duh! We know how hard it can be to juggle the ins and outs of product development, but don't worry, we've got your back. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into how you can grow your business, make more money, and turn your products into profit. Welcome to the Sourcing Gals. Now let's get started. High five.
Hi.
What if your sourcing agent lived in your browser? Meet Accio, Alibaba's AI-powered sourcing engine that understands what you need, matches you with pre-vetted suppliers, analyzes trends, and even helps with compliance. Want to test for a special certification or create custom specs? Accio handles that as well. As the Sourcing Gals, we've used it to cut sourcing time from weeks to minutes. And with our code, The Sourcing Gals, you get 10% off your monthly subscription. If you're launching or scaling a product-based business, this tool changes the game. Try Accio with our code today. Link is in the show notes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of
The Sourcing Gals.
I mean, if you could see our faces right now, if you're not watching on YouTube, we have like jaws dropped because
I don't know that it's like that noticeable to other people.
I think it's going to be when you go on our socials and see the quality of our videos because we are in an official podcasting studio.
Yep. Not in my house any longer.
No, we moved out of Erin's house. I mean, we might go back there when we have to. We're like last minute shuffles maybe. But the goal is to be here for the majority of the future of the podcast.
Yes.
The foreseeable future. I'll say that. But we brought Erin's house to the studio. If you're watching us, you'll see our beautiful sign and our curtains.
Yep, our background.
And again, just clearer picture. Probably even better sound quality. Maybe.
Better sound quality, better tech. I don't have to be the one to like plug a billion wires in.
Correct. We get to just show up and they have our settings done for us and we sit and get to do our thing.
Right.
And I've also learned today, if you're watching, that I am wearing shorts. I'm wearing an oversized sweater with shorts that are fairly neutral in nature. So I look a little...
Jackie's not naked.
I'm not naked. I'm not bottom half naked. But we're so excited to be in this new space.
We are very excited.
And create here. And so let's just get into it.
Yeah, we have an exciting topic today. We are talking about a little bit about Alibaba, but more importantly, about AI and how AI can help you to sort through the madness that is Alibaba.
Correct. And I will tell you, we are not paid to talk about this.
No.
This is just shows you how much we love this tool that we've been using. And we talk about AI, right? Like we use chat and Claude and all the things, and if you're not on it, get on it. It's a great tool, just a good thought partner. But when you're actually looking for a factory, you're looking for a specific item.
Right.
There's so many reasons why we go into this app called Accio.
And you'll recognize the name. We do run ads for Accio. Again, not paid for them.
No.
We do it. We do have an affiliate link. If you sign up, through our site, we get an affiliate commission, but we do that because we use it quite often and we are recommending it to people so often that we're like, we have to get involved.
Yeah. And again, I can tell you, I probably go into Accio, multiple times a week.
Right.
Multiple times a week, especially when we're in really heavy R&D, like really heavy research and development, really heavy sample sourcing, product sourcing. We'll talk about all the different ways that we use it. But really, to break it down a bit, Accio is hosted by Alibaba.
Right.
So Alibaba probably realized there's this AI thing going on, and we want people to continue to use our site, but there needs to be an easier way. So they literally created Accio. It's fairly new to market, to be honest. When we started talking with them probably about a year ago, they were really just launching this.
Like some of the beta rounds.
Yes.
Of
Like
Accio.
we were kind of in testing some of those beta rounds even with them. And so it really is connected to Alibaba, but it literally looks almost like ChatGPT.
Because it searches Alibaba on your behalf based on your requirements. So I also want to put this out there that you said you use it a few times a week. We were finding ourselves having lots of conversations with clients, and like we would be reaching for Accio first.
Correct.
To get an answer on something. Even if it was just, which again, like we'll get into it in more detail, but even if it was just kind of like what's in the market, or what am I up against, or what's the general cost for something we're looking for? Like there are multiple ways to use it. So let's like jump right in.
Yeah. And so Accio, like I said, it is an AI app, chat, call it. It has a monthly subscription fee that if you are in the product development business, if you are sourcing more than one product, or if you are kicking off a product and don't know where to start, like well worth, I don't know, $14.99, whatever it is. Like,
hell, if you work in corporate for a brand,
oh, well, yes,
you should get this because it would just make your life easier.
Yes, it is definitely a great benchmark. So I can talk about just this week.
Yes.
Because we'll get into the actual finding a factory. Actually, let me start there. Let me go backwards because mine's a little bit more specific. Let's go back to those who are truly looking for a factory. And we get comments all the time about how overwhelming Alibaba is.
Right. And how if you put in a request, you're going to get, so many pages, thousands sometimes of search results.
Yeah.
And how to sort through all of those. And we have talked a lot, and we talk a lot in our course that we sell about really how to vet through those and how to look for ODM or OEM suppliers over someone who might be a middleman and how to sort those things out. But this is a surefire way to write exactly what you want into the search bar and be delivered that thing.
And I'll tell you, in that search bar, there's only a chat box where you go in and say what you need. You do not need to be a product development expert to get great results. I actually like to trick it and like talk real kind of dumb to it in a sense, like very, very base level to know what the capabilities truly are. So I'll go in and say, I am looking for a hair clip vendor. I'm going to attach the image of my inspiration, and I will literally I will screenshot something from retail. It could be your own sample, but literally from retail, you attach it just like any other. You can right click, copy paste literally in the chat box and say, I want the goods delivered to the US. Find me some suppliers. Like you can literally keep it so base level. And when it comes back with our US-based compliant factories, they will literally potentially even find that clip that you just sent an image of in the chat from the factory profile, from their catalog. Now, the ideal way that I would say when you're searching Accio is to give it a little bit more information, right? How many units are you looking to buy? How quickly are you looking to get it? Do you want them to deliver it to the U.S. for you? I will tell you, most everybody on Alibaba delivers to the U.S. for you. So don't think you have to do that yourself and pick it up at the port. Do not. It's way easier. And I will even say that I want, again, custom. Right? Or if you actually don't care if it's custom and you're just looking for 50 scrunchies to buy and ship and go.
For like an event or something.
For an event coming up, that's okay too. Like just say that. Say if you actually want to be able to customize it or if you're fine with stock items. You can talk about sample fees. And I will tell you what I love truly about just Alibaba in general is that they have really great sample fees.
Yeah.
Like sample fees are low and they will ship it to you for a great price too.
I think so. We recently had a meeting and I sourced some socks.
Yeah.
And I found a wonderful vendor, low mins, willing to customize, do our own colors, do our own, like words in the side of the sock. Sent them to me, did not charge me for the socks. It was $14 for shipping. And I was like, okay, like any day.
Yeah. all day long.
All day long. And the fact that they were able to be customized so much told me a lot about the type of factory it was, which you're dealing with a factory, not a middleman or an importer, because if you are dealing with someone who just sells stock items, they obviously wouldn't customize it for you.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the one thing to note about about Accio, there is a sales associate that is sometimes tied to that factory that might not be the actual factory. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get to the factory, but the way that Accio is set up, they basically have someone kind of ready to answer your questions at any time of the day. So a lot of times what I'll find is that they have a sales associate that they'll put on their Accio and Alibaba accounts that will take your basic information, understand what you need. Then a lot of times they're saying, okay, let me go back and talk to the factory about this, right? Let me go talk to, so don't be wigged out if you're like, wait a minute, you're not the factory. Like, they work on behalf of the factory. They're literally like, almost like a secretary. Like, they're in the middle,
like admin,
helping translate what you're asking for and working with that factory directly. A lot of times they'll eventually bring in another person when you start to get super in the detail again, because they're kind of more the intake admin. That's a good way to look at it. So if you're, again, not sure if you're actually talking to the factory, they do work on behalf. And speaking of that, what Accio will do when you plug in that prompt, they're going to come back with a curated assortment of factories for you. You can expand it and keep scrolling and scrolling to your heart's desire, but they usually come up with like 8 maybe of what they believe are the best matched. And again, the more information you give it, the better matches you get back. And then when you actually like the product, you can link and go right to their Alibaba page, which has a catalog full of products,
right?
Full of ideas, full of capabilities. They will have all their certifications on there. And usually Accio will come back and say, here's all the certifications. We know you're shipping to the US. We know there's going to be guidelines, right? And then also there's a button that says like, chat now. Literally, talk. And so I know I've said this before on other podcasts. I love doing Accio at my night, their morning, because they reply instantly.
Because it's tied to Alibaba, most factories are in China.
Correct.
So
correct.
It's, it's like totally the other side of our globe. So for us on the East Coast time, it's exactly 12 hours. Like 9 p.m. our time, 9 a.m. their time. You can get actually on chat with someone from the factory, get answers right away. Yeah,
samples right away, images right away. Say, those are great, ship it to me. They send you payment links right in the chat. You pay right away and you're done. So, I mean, it really is a great tool and a great way. And again, we always say, you got to date a few factories to find the right one. It's a great way to start communication, see how easy it is. I've also gotten ghosted on Accio from certain factories. So I'm not saying that this is foolproof, but I will tell you that the hit rate when they pull factories from Accio for me of replying and actually getting somewhere decent, it's pretty high.
If you're building a product-based business and finding yourself second-guessing decisions or wishing you had someone to gut check, we want you to know you don't have to do this alone.
On January 1st, we're opening the Sourcing Gals Founders Circle, our private community for product-based founders.
Inside, you'll get monthly Q&A calls with us, access to our templates, scripts, and tools, and most importantly, a community of founders building right alongside you.
It's only $27 a month, or for a limited time, $247 for the year. That's 3 months free. You can find all the details in the show notes. Hope to see you there.
It's pretty high. And so you did a very general example, but we're also going to say it's my preference when using Accio to actually be hyper specific. So I was doing a kids jewelry line a while back. So I said I wanted precious metals, so silver, titanium, post, suitable for children's in the US, and I wanted them to use CZ and some enamel. Like, those were kind of the types of things I wanted. I got 4 probably really good factories back, photos of those exact things I was just asking for, have already shipped to the United States. And the thing that took it one step farther is that they supplied to me why each factory was certified to ship children's product. And they would pass X tests because you have to have this testing for children's products, and they have already experienced it. They can do it easily. So all of that was phenomenal. And the other part is that Accio even knew that doing children's jewelry, I couldn't have certain amounts of nickel or cadmium, and I shouldn't use X this or that material. Like, for example, you can't actually use a lot of glass stones, China glass stones, because they have high amounts of lead in them. So, but Accio knew that. They were like, because of the high amounts of lead in China glass stones, we should use this vendor who uses CZ. And I was like, yes, we should. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
but if I was a new person just starting my own children's jewelry line, I might not have known that. Mm-hmm. And Accio was smart enough to provide me that information.
Correct. I mean, so as Erin mentioned, the more specific you are, the more you know, give it everything. Like, give it everything, multiple pictures, fabric content. If you know the content of what you're looking for, you know, like feed the beast, I say, like feed AI, let it do the work for you and see what it comes back with. So this was us talking mostly about how to find a factory. Mm-hmm. But just this week, if I look back to an exercise that you and I were working on just the other day for a client, it was a costing exercise. Mm-hmm. And as you all know, Erin and I have long-standing factory relationships that we have had for years and years and years. But sometimes those factories might still not be
the
best. So we had a couple quotes come back from one of our longstanding factories, and it just felt a little high.
Yeah.
And I said, Erin, you know, let's just gut check. Let's just gut check, because the quantities weren't, I mean, they were decent too. They weren't like 50 units. So we're asking for quotes
high.
of 1,000 and 2,000, 5,000. So I'm like, let's just do a little search. So a quick Accio search. I grabbed the items, the samples that they had actually sent us. I
pictures
grabbed
of those.
Pictures of the samples. I popped it in and I said, hey, looking for a vendor that, again, U.S. compliance, customization. I just kind of gave it a pretty, generic spiel to see what would come back with. And it came back with
exact matches at like a tenth of the cost.
Yeah. I mean, like significantly lower. So obviously those are different conversations that we'll be having with our factory depending on how we proceed forward. Yeah. But, also that those items were kind of one-offs for our factory. Mm-hmm. Some of them, like maybe not their best at, where these other factories,
it might be their
best at, because man, that cost was low, and that was to buy 50 units.
Right.
Now to Erin's point, I know she said back to me, and we were kind of chatting back and forth because I was we were not in the same room having this conversation, but she's like, hey, just remember, like when you start to customize, like price can go up. And I said, I totally get that. I said, but knowing that the baseline is this low,
right,
and if they're willing to ship and make 50 units at this price, I'm sure they'd be very happy with 1,000, 2,000, and 5,000, even if it is custom, assuming we still hit the mins, right? Assuming we work within their materials, their color swatches, whatnot. So, we didn't take that price totally at face value to the client, but we were doing some cost estimates for the client. And there's a good chance that client might have walked that business with us because they were like, that's just too high for my budget.
Sure.
And so now we were able to come back with better pricing. And who knows, as we get further along, if the client decides to pick these items that we felt were coming in a bit high, we will cross-source them with some of these factories that we found on Accio, test them out, and let's get sample rounds going, right, and see what the differences might be.
And that kind of reminds me of one of the questions we had from someone who emailed us on this same topic, and it was that, how in the world am I supposed to pick one of these? I'm getting so many hits back. This was just from Alibaba, not from Accio. And, to answer that question and piggyback on what Jackie said, it's like, there's no one right factory. You might test a couple at a time, get first samples from a couple, see how they respond to you. Are they giving you really full, rich, detailed responses, or are they giving you one-word responses? Like, you will learn so much from them just by doing a sample round, and you'll very easily be able to see that sample, know the quality, know what kind of communication you had, and move forward with whoever was the best.
I mean, there is a high probability that many of the images you are seeing on Alibaba and Accio could be AI, to be honest.
Yeah.
The factory could be saying, these are our capabilities, these are our colors, going back to a scrunchie, like make a scrunchie for us, right? So I say that because getting that physical sample in your hand, like that is the tell. Like that is the tell.
Yes.
Like you will get that sample, like, wait a minute, like that picture looked, like it was a plush, oversized scrunchie. You get it in your hand and you're like, oh my God, this is like flimsy and weak, right? But someone else's version
might be
of
plushed
that
and oversized.
might be plushed and oversized. So I do think, and knowing that if they are on Alibaba, They are used to sampling. That is part of the shtick. I was actually talking to one of our factories why he isn't on Alibaba. I asked him, right? And he's like, it's too much. Like, people want low quantity. People want customization. People want a lot of samples. That's just not how my factory is built.
Right.
I'm built for volume. So it's like, got it. Like, makes sense. But if they are factories being hosted on Alibaba, in which they pay to do, they are willing to work with startups like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they will say MOQ of 2,000.
Yeah.
But I will tell
and
you.
Some do.
And some do. But the majority, and especially when you're using something like Accio and telling it what your minimum you're looking for is, they're used to that. So my point is, they will send you samples freely and willingly. Now, it might not be your custom sample, but don't start there anyways.
Right.
Start with something that they have available that is, they're selling on their own.
That will be reflective of their quality.
Yep. And then you can compare.
Yes.
Compare it and spend the $300, the $250 it might cost you to get 3 different samples from 3 different factories.
Yep.
And know that you're saving yourself so much time, effort, and energy in your future development.
So much. I mean, I was a pretty big fan of the socks we got.
They were great. They were great quality.
Super cute.
Yeah. And to know that, again, we have sock vendors. But usually sock vendors, I mean, the ones that I've worked with have a pretty darn high MOQ.
Yeah, 2K is like as low as usually they go.
And what were they doing?
They were doing like 50, 100.
And that literally is with intarsia, like knitted.
Custom intarsia.
Custom design in the
It might be
sock.
100. It wasn't 50, it was 100.
And even like custom footbeds.
Yes.
Like grippers on the feet. They were willing to. So again, they have the machinery and they are built to do that. I mean, you talked about it in last week's. I was listening to last week's podcast actually yesterday, and you had mentioned how the one factory that was willing to do an order of a reorder of 100.
Yeah.
They were like, well, okay, we just got to charge you a little bit more for it. And it's like, okay, cool. Right. So like they know the math to make it work on their end.
Right.
So if they're willing to make 50 custom socks, like, yeah, you're probably going to pay a little more for that. But hey, if that works,
if
for
that gets
the
you
project,
started, then if that gets you started with a vendor and talking and getting to know each other and working out the kinks, then that's worth it all day long. And
I will say, you can keep your conversations in Accio. It actually like files them over to the left, and a lot of times it can get a little dicey when people start reaching out to you. Like, you want to make sure you're trying to only reach out to people that you actually want to talk with. But I'll pin conversations. There's like a chat box on the left-hand side. I'll pin the conversation to the top. Like, one of the times I was doing a fabric R&D project, and I probably reached out to almost 10 suppliers, and it became super overwhelming even for me. So I ended up pinning the top 4 that I was like, okay, actually going to sample with them. I'm going to do this. My point is, it keeps all your history and archives it for you as well, which is really nice. But you also can move it off platform.
yes,
Like, when you are ready to stop going into the app and continuing to communicate that way, like, feel free, move it to your inbox, move it to whatever system works best for you. But the courting part, the dating part, the getting sampling, the quickness, the ease, the speed of it, you can't beat it.
now they might take you back on platform to pay.
Correct.
But that's of benefit to you.
Yep.
Because when you do pay on Alibaba, in a lot of cases, the money kind of stays in like an escrow until you receive your product and you review it and it's good, and then it releases the funds to the seller. I know like Poshmark does the same. I sell stuff on Poshmark all the time. And like, I don't get my money until the seller gets it and says, yeah, it is what you say it is.
Yep.
And that it's great. It's like great security for anyone who is a little hesitant about wiring money overseas.
And the other thing, by the way, is you can use a credit card.
You can use a credit card on Alibaba. Yeah.
So if you need even net, your credit card company net 30, or if you have some amazing,
if you
bonus
no
points
interest
with
for
no interest for whatever, or like very minimal payments, I mean, you could do a lot of business on your credit card in the beginning.
Yeah.
And like, go with it. Now, I'm sure down the road, as your orders get bigger, if you're willing to do ACH payment, they'll probably give you a discount.
Give you a little bit of a discount.
But again, in the beginning, the ease and convenience of it, you just can't beat it.
Right. And so I think all in all, it's like, if you are dependent on AI, if you're like us, and I like ask AI almost everything.
And I told you, I'm locked out of my
your chat right now,
and I'm like
twitching,
tweaking all the things, trying to get back in. It's not good. But anyways,
I was up super late last night building a skill in Claude. I was teaching myself how to build skills, and Matt kept being like, "Are you working on something?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." But like, I wasn't actually like, I was teaching myself a skill, so to speak.
That's amazing.
But all that to say, like, if you are familiar at all with these platforms, you'll love Accio.
Yeah. And I think you can also leverage the other platforms for Accio. Tell Claude what you're trying to do, have it come up with a script that's manufacturer friendly, and then plug that back into the chat, right? If you're concerned, or if they're coming back with questions and asking you things that you don't understand, take that into chat, take it into Claude, see what AI is telling you to go back with, and like leverage it. You know, like leverage these platforms. They are amazing tools that are fully changing the landscape for all parts of our life. So like, why not for sourcing?
Why not? So if you're looking for something specific and you want it from a very specific kind of factory that is familiar with shipping to a specific country with specific testing, all of the things, like this is far and away a better way to approach Alibaba than the search bar.
Correct. And if you guys, and if you listeners get in there and you're struggling, like shoot us a DM.
Yeah.
Like we literally, I feel like I almost live in Accio. Like it's just always up on my browser. Like always up on my browser. I'm going in my history.
Well, yeah, because even though we do use it to source factories sometimes, but we also just use it to spot check work that we're doing. If I just want like a real quick idea, so let's say it's a product that I'm not like 100% familiar with, I'll spot check the market, see like highs, lows of pricing, like countries where it's most, just get a feel for what's out there.
100%. Again, we leverage it in lots of ways. It's not always to make it connect with a factory, is what we're trying to say. We can use it to price check. And by the way, that pricing exercise I was talking about, we did not have to reach out to the factory to get that pricing.
No.
All their pricing's right online. You go to their Alibaba site and they'll give you the pricing for 0 to 50, 50 to 500. So that alone was all the get check. I didn't actually need to reach out to any of them, nor did I at this point. It was really just to cross-reference, or to your point, if we have a new material someone's asking about, like, ooh, how available really is this new material? Like, go check. How many factories are sourcing it and saying they can do it? Oh my God, if you get an overwhelming reply back, it's like, cool, like we can take this on.
Yeah, like we can do work at another time and dig more and find exactly what we want.
Correct.
Or, oh shoot, there really isn't a lot of that out there. I might have to utilize some other resources to find what I'm looking for.
And last thing I'll say, even if you have a main factory that you're doing majority of your business with, it could be a great tool for like a GWP. Like say you want to add a gift with purchase this holiday. You want to have, we have one of our founders that has an amazing product that's with a really, you know, a good established factory, but she wants to do an accessory add-on and at a kind of a lower quantity to just start and learn as a giveaway. I'm like, Accio, like that is where you're going to go find the vendor that already has that accessory that you just source. And you can get 50 units if you want. And guess what? Sell out. Woo! Like GWP. So like no one knows, right? No one's going to know how many you bought or didn't buy.
She can upload a picture of that accessory she wants and say, I love this. I want it in these dimensions with my own tag on it.
Yeah. And then you upload the artwork and be like, great, done. Like the factory's got all the information. So think about that too. If not to say you have to divert your core product, but as you're looking to extend to different categories, promotional ways, like it could be a great way to find just a one-off factory to help like fill that need that you have versus trying
like you don't need to spend a month working on a tech pack for something that's a GWP.
Yes, correct. It all exists.
Yes.
In some way. And there's a vendor who probably is 90% there. So you give them the other 10% to make it yours. And again, you're off to the races.
Done.
That's it.
Fast and furious, but if you guys aren't using Accio, you are missing out. So hop on, give it a test drive, and you can pop down in the show notes of this episode too. And if you want to follow our link, again, that is an affiliate link. And, you know, we'd be happy to send you there.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I believe you're given a couple queries for free.
Yes, I think 3.
So go in and have fun. Like think about 3 really, maybe 3 hot buttons you've had recently, like 3 struggles, 3 hurdles you've been trying to overcome, and like focus on those because again, it'll only let you do so many without having to then pay for it. But if you're happy with what you've gotten back, then think about it as maybe one part of your tech stack.
That's amazing.
Okay. Well, happy first episode in this new studio.
I know. We're so excited.
Can't wait to get to the next one, but we're excited to be here. And thanks for always following and listening. Be sure you're following us at our social channels, at The Sourcing Gals, on Instagram, on TikTok, YouTube.
All the places.
All the places. So until next time, we'll see you back here on The Sourcing Gals.